All right, everyone. This is first day of school out here, so I got kids in there. It's like, Daddy, we're ready. So I got to make this video quick and get them to school. First of all, I want to say thank you to Minnesota Vikings because you were obviously looking at my videos and you saw that we needed a kicker, and you took our old kicker and he didn't work out for you anymore. So you took my man Vedvik from the Ravens for a 5th round draft pick, which I was trying to get Jerry Jones to do, but no, now we're stuck with Maher hey, Dan Bailey's available. Unfortunately, it's not the Dan Bailey that had us all spoiled with kicking those perfect field goals all the time. It's another Dan Bailey that is totally different from the guy we had. So now our kicking situation is still the same. Now the rest of this video probably has a lot to do with my frustrations with the Cowboys community. I'm almost as frustrated with them as I get with Jerry Jones sometimes. And the frustration with the Joneses, that's been, a long time, like years on top of years. But about this game this weekend. Now, a lot of Cowboys fans, they get upset if you don't say great things about the Cowboys all the time. So I can't be honest a lot of times without getting some kind of kickback. So predictably, I got the same old stop overreacting. It's only preseason. Me and Grizz used to laugh at that all the time. It's only preseason, because if you don't have anything good to say, then you're overreacting. It's preseason. But if you say something good, the same people that are saying that are going to be saying Super Bowl, Super Bowl. So just get it straight. I won't be saying the Cowboys will suck because of a preseason game, and I will not be saying they're going to the Super Bowl because of a preseason game. A preseason game is what it is, and you see what you can see. You take nothing from wins and losses. You take nothing from a lot, but what you see as far as competition out there, ability to catch the ball, the ability to throw the ball, the basic things that you need in football, that's the only thing you can see, and you have to talk about it. So just keep it that way. I will not be talking about us going south, and I will not be talking about us going north, period. All right, lastly, Dak Prescott. The hate with Dak Prescott within our fan base is absolutely insane. I can't take it. And I didn't even mention Dak in my post-game video, and I got so many comments about Dak and Dak hate and Dak this, Dak Prescott, all kind of unfair things being said about Dak Prescott. And it's unbelievable to me because with Romo, just like I said before, I did not think we could win with the pre-2014 Tony Romo. I did not think we could win. Doesn't mean he wasn't awesome. Doesn't mean he had a great arm. I just meant his style of play could not lead us to playoff victories and beyond. Great for regular season, great for stats, and the only reason why I'm like this because I actually grew up and was a older guy, not an older guy, but in school when Troy Aikman came up, and I was basically taught football by that generation. And right now, young Cowboy fans, they look at Troy Aikman and they trash him because his stats, frankly, look like Dak's stats because. But they don't know that Troy Aikman had every bit of talent as Dan Marino had. But Troy Aikman chose to use all 11 players, him included, to win football games rather than try to put the team on his shoulder and be Superman every week and pass for 400, 300 yards or whatnot, which he could have done at any time. But he knew he needed to play within the system to win, and bam, we got 3 Super Bowls. And would have had more if it wasn't for Jerry Jones. I regress. But even though I felt like that about Romo, I never made videos trashing him. I never yelled at other Cowboy fans trashing Romo. He was likable. He was very likable. So is Dak. Dak is very likable. I really like that guy. And but I will say I was in the dumps when we gave that big contract to Romo. So I understand the people that don't want to pay Dak that much money because of what it possibly might do to the franchise. I get that because it took me a good minute to get over the hump to want to be okay with paying Dak Prescott. And what happened with Romo, we don't want to see it happen again and watch the underbelly of our team deteriorate. So it's a tough spot right now. We're in a very tough spot, and that right now there's a rumor that Dak pushed away $30 million. And that kind of makes sense to me because, again, the market for quarterbacks it's broken, and he probably feels like he should be right there with Carson Wentz, which I can't argue. You put his numbers with Carson Wentz, but the head-to-head versus Carson Wentz, you put his stats. And then you add Dak's ability to run, which Carson Wentz really can't do on Dak's level, because Dak has a whole bunch more touchdowns running than Carson Wentz. So, and then you put his durability on top of all of that. You put all of that and you compare it with Wentz, and you have a good case to be paid the same amount as Wentz, or right around what Wentz is making. So blame the Philadelphia Eagles for screwing us again with that huge contract. So I mean, he has a point. You know what I'm saying? So to me, are either one of those quarterbacks worth 32 million? No. No, but again, the quarterback market is broken. Zeke is trying to get us to break the running back market because Ty Gurley put a big blow in it. So we're in a tough spot. We're in a very tough spot. But the thing about this team right now is we're ready to compete now. So if you let Dak go, it's going to be hard to find another quarterback. If we let Dak go and don't pay Dak, that's why I don't understand why we're not doing it, because he's getting more expensive every day. If we don't go ahead and get this done, then our only option is to overpay a lesser quarterback, because that's the only thing that's available to us, lesser quarterbacks. And then if you acquire one, you will be overpaying that lesser quarterback. So to overpay a lesser quarterback, or to waste a high draft pick, and not only that, you have to give away a lot more assets to move up in the draft to be able to draft a good quarterback that you think will make it. And then, it's like the Giants with Daniel Jones. You have to get him ready. You have to let him play, sit for a year. You have to hope he's the guy and all that kind of stuff. And that's a whole different thing that this team, if it's ready to win now, that's taking us backwards. That's taking us completely backwards. So I just hate all the hate about Dak Prescott, because it's really unfair. It's really unfair. All right, guys, kids out there yelling, let me get them to school. All right, guys, holla. Peace.